Allow me to start this video with a quote. A real G's move in silence like lasagna. Littlest Waynes, 2011. What does this quote have to do with this video? I have no idea. The line's been stuck in my head for the last few years and I've been trying to figure out how the hell a pan of lasagna just quietly around, on the floor. Now, if anyone has seen my Spotify playlist, they would have sworn up and down they saw a bowl of fruit salad, on account of how many songs from various genres get stuck in my head. Country, rock, jazz, even a video game soundtrack from time to time. But among this musical bowl of fruit, only one genre has consistently stuck to me throughout the years, that being hip-hop. I mean, what can I say? The beats got me toe-tapping and I can't even walk, and the artists performing are out here spitting with a capital But riddle me this, what if your favorite artist threw hands not lyrically, but physically? Well, my friends, gather round, for this is a tale. And this is the story of something very special that started out decent, reached its peak, and then fell off a cliff. That's right, this is the story about Drake's career. This is a story about the absolute greatness of Def Jam. Specifically the game.
I'm gonna take your tongue out and lick my ass with it.
Now, in order to understand how incredible this series is, we have to address the elephant in the room. And I don't mean my fat ass. I'm talking about the roster. Let me tell you, this roster is more loaded than an Outback Steakhouse potato. We got Method Man, Redman, Scarface, Joe Budden, even though I called him Joe Madden as a kid because I didn't know how to read properly back then.
No.
Which, can I just ask, where the hell second grade to third grader me got this game from? Like, nobody in my household even listened to this genre of music, so it's kind of confusing how a game about a bunch of hip-hop artists get together and violently throw down a ring just kind of randomly spawned in my PlayStation. Also, there was a page that featured photos of the real-life counterparts of the women in the game. I got accused of looking at porn when I was here. There's also a couple of other random fighters like Redneck Guy and Sweet Tooth's cousin, Chuckles.
Let's play a little game, shall we?
I don't know why this guy was my favorite as a kid. I think I just saw like black and green. I was like, whoa. Now you're probably saying to yourself, hey, that's pretty cool, but what's the gameplay like? And don't worry, my name is Progressive, so I got you covered. Now the fighting in Def Jam, specifically Vendetta, are very akin to older wrestling games, but specifically games developed by the Aki Corporation in the 90s and early 2000s. You have one button that's dedicated purely to punches and kicks. Holding said button down allows you to perform a stronger attack, which will usually send your opponent stumbling and tumbling. But where the real damage comes from are the grappling attacks. You can grapple from the front, the back, the ropes, the turnbuckle, the mat. I mean, you can even grapple their depression if you really wanted to. You can also pull off reversals against these moves, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that shit's trash. It does not matter how many times I watch and rewatch these little tutorial videos, I could not reverse to save my life. Anytime you see me perform a reversal in one of these clips in this game, just know that 99% of it was just luck. Doing any of this will help build your momentum bar. Momentum is kind of like building your meter in like other fighting games. Once it's full, you can access what's known as blazing, where if your character is knocked to the ground, they'll instantly get up, but more importantly, you get access to one of your character's finishing moves, which often ends the fight. But I mean, Jesus, look at this. Does this not look brutal to you? What do you mean KO? He's dead? This was definitely one of those things where I was like, I gotta play every character and see what everyone does. Using your finisher to end the fight or getting a KO is just one of 3 ways of winning the fight. Of course, this is a wrestling game, so the only other way you could win outside of KO is by either pin or turning your enemy into a pretzel. Now, aside from all the wrestling tomfoolery you can get, like tag matches and single matches and whatnot, you also get a story mode. The game asks you to pick one of 4 original characters, that being Briggs, Weekend, Spider, and Tank. Your task is to wipe out all of the fighters in a specific club before you can take on said club's champion. Which, I gotta ask, did Storyface give anybody else any kind of trouble? The amount of hours that second grade me put in trying to get past this one guy alone was insurmountable. It got so bad that In Cold Blood's instrumental got stuck in my head, and it's had its grip on me ever since. And if that wasn't stuck in my head on repeat, then it was definitely his intro dialogue.
Well, you about to get your ass beat.
Terrifying. Also, we have an ex-girlfriend in this story. She starts out pretty much telling you to eat shit. Oh, now she's sending mixed signals. Oh, now she's with you again. But you know what? We don't even need her. We have ourselves a brand new girlfriend. And as a bonus, she even knows how to fight. Okay, so I don't know how, my girlfriend doesn't know how to fight. So what? That was just a one-time thing. I'm sure she'll get it right the next time. I'm pretty sure she told me she had lumbago or something, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm loyal. I'll stick with her through thick and thin. No matter what happens, I will always be there to support her. You know what? It's fine. As long as she's with me, she'll never have to step in the ring ever again.
See you later, chump.
Save your tears for... Def Jam Vendetta is another game that I hold near and dear to me, and is always a fun time to pop in and play with some friends. Just don't set the CPU to hard. I give it a drink out of 10.
This ain't no tickle fight, little man.
But hold there, cause there is something even greater on the horizon.
Hey, yo, like this, like that, like this, and like that, and like this, yeah.
Welcome to Def Jam Fight for New York, where the roster is big and your feet are bigger. Bringing up Def Jam in general in elementary school was always really crazy. You just start the conversation with, yeah, I really like Def Jam Vendetta, and then all of a sudden, I love in a wheelchair. And you know what? If I'm keeping it 100 pimento cheese with you guys, I get it. I mean, just look at this roster, Jesus. If this was a loaded baked potato, then this is a Golden Corral buffet. We have some returning characters like WC, Ghostface Killer, Joe Madden.
You're stalling. Time is money. Let's go.
But alongside them are a brand new set of characters. We got Busta Rhymes, Sean Paul, Fat Joe, and of course, we can't forget about the man himself, Snoop Dogg, aka Crow.
Whoa, you better check yourself right there, bitch. You in no position to be making demands.
Whoa, is that Moses? And you know, it's not just the roster that makes this game, it's also the gameplay itself. It feels better. You have a dedicated button for your punching, kicking, running, grabbing, blocking. Tapping both the block and the left analog stick in any direction allows you to parry any kind of strike attacks, while timing a punch or kick can help counter an enemy grapple. Now what you didn't know was that this was an OxyClean commercial, because wait, there's more. Along with some control revamps, Fight for New York also introduces fighting styles, allowing you to pull off different kinds of moves and KO your opponent in many different ways. You have wrestling, which allows your character to focus and KO your opponents with grappling moves. Martial arts allows you to pull off quick attacks and KO opponents when jumping off turnbuckles or performing wall kicks. Street fighting focuses mostly on just punching and allows you to knock out opponents with heavy punches, whereas kickboxing allows you to focus on, you guessed it, kicking. But instead of knocking your opponent out with a heavy hit, you actually just grab them and perform a series of kicks and then hit them with a heavy kick. Or, you know, just turn the entire thing into rock'em sock'em robots. Ooh. And last but not least, you got submissions, where you turn into a Popeye's biscuit and choke your opponent out. And to sweeten the deal, a lot of characters come with multiple styles, giving you different ways to knock out your opponent than just using your finisher. Now wait a second, I hope you guys have your gambling hats on, because I see your Vendetta story mode, and I raise you a Fight for New York story mode.
Yo, Magic, cheer up, man. You lost the ride, but you got yourself a pretty girl.
That's right, ladies and gents, story mode is back. Now with less paying off your buddy's debt and winning back your girl, and more earning respect throughout the city by way of fighting, hence the name, and getting back your girl. It's not as similar to that of the last game, where you're kind of bouncing from club to club, taking on each fight, although you do get the option to pick which clubs you want to take down first as they open up. But where things really shimmer and shine are the created characters.
Is this the man we should be looking for?
I look like I'm about to perform All-Stars. And it's right here where we say farewell to our 4 OC characters and hello to the character creation menu. I mean, you can pick up like preset made characters, but I doubt anybody actually picks these up. I mean, we got it all here. Height, weight, head shape, eye shape, mouth shape. This is a GameCube/PS2 game, so you will come out looking like a blob anyways, but still. Oh my god, I thought I was round. I am lean. Literally built like a fridge. Dishwashers, nah, I eat the dishes. And that's just the beginning, cause once you start earning money, you can start getting haircuts, tattoos, jewelry, and of course, clothes. I know. We've come a long way from having our eyes mutilated by these crazy costumes. You start out with a wide, albeit very limited set of clothes, and then unlock some more as you go through the game. And don't worry, you will be notified that there's stuff in the shop. I don't care. You're also given development points after winning each match in the story mode. These points can also be used to upgrade how strong your punches and kicks are, how much health you have, how fast you are, or you could use said points to purchase new finishers and then assign them to your character. And to top it all off, this game has cheat codes and unlockable characters, which is crazy because this is an EA published game and also you would expect to grind extensively or, you know, wipe out your credit card.
D-Mob's done and he done lost his ace. The fact that he's backing a loser like you, that's all the proof I need.
How'd you even get this number? And that, my friends, is the tale of Def Jam. Nothing came after it. It all ended with Fight for New York. Everyone was happy and pleased, and everyone went their separate ways hoping for a brand new game. Nobody else complained about a third game. There was never such thing as a third game. Okay, fine. I'll talk about Def Jam Icon. Fuck. Def Jam Icon. Oh, shit. Sorry. This game fucking sucks. Let's try again. Def Jam Icon. Guys, I'm starting to hate Def Jam. You know, when I found out that there was a third Def Jam game years ago and I saw all the negativity it got, I thought to myself, it can't be that bad. It was that bad. Legit, the first thing that I noticed when picking this game up was the menus. I mean, look at this. It's just so generic. You take a look at the last games and they have at least some level of pizzazz added to it, but it's not even like a full-blown menu. It's just kind of scrolling text. And now that you're done staring at that cockroach on the wall, let's talk about the roster. Okay, look, the roster might look a little more dry than a CC's Pizza salad bar, but hey, at least we got some new big names, right? We got Jim Jones, E40, even Lil Jon. We even got some returning cast members like Ludacris. What the fuck is that? That was another thing that I noticed when I started playing this game for the first time, and it's that characters just kind of look uninteresting. Well, that and some of them don't look like the person they're trying to portray. I guess what I'm really getting at is that the game just doesn't look right with this more realistic style they're going for. But okay, funny crippled man, I hear you ask. The game looks realistic, but how's the game play? There have been quite a few changes in this game, and none of them for the better. Surprise! Your face buttons have now been reserved for light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy toll on your mental from playing this game. The grapple button is no longer the grapple button, but instead the grapple flick up on the right analog stick. You can throw your opponent in any direction after grabbing them by flicking whichever direction with the right analog stick. Or you can perform other grapple moves by pushing one of the buttons on the D-pad. Oh, sorry. They're actually called takedowns. Now, when I saw the word takedown, I imagined this was going to be something like finishers from the last game, or special moves. But no, they're just simple grapple moves. There is no sign of finishers in this game. Also, your dedicated block button doesn't actually work unless you're using the right stick up or down. You also have this turntable mechanic that you can pull off in the middle of a fight that basically changes the background music and causes some explosions around the arena. I wasn't really using it that much outside of just getting footage of it because it just seemed out of the way and pointless. There's also a story mode called Build a Label where you create a character and you pretty much build your own record label. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't play that much of it just because the gameplay itself was already boring and slow and I just didn't feel like going through it any longer than I should have. Also, it crashed on me around 40 minutes in, so. In conclusion, Def Jam is a series. Okay, bye.